Welcome to a new series I am doing. We are going to be playing out the fate of England, beginning as King Harold of House Godwin. The hardest start of all these starts. I'm playing with all the DLC, no mods, on default settings with Iron Man enabled. So I'm just going to go ahead and get into it. This is quite an interesting start. You are at war with not one, but two invading claimants to our throne, the Kingdom of England. So let's look at the history a little bit here. We are the first king of our house. Our eldest sister was married to the previous king, who was the final king of Wessex, Edward the Confessor. He died childless, and we have now been elected by our peers to be king. That is why we have the Saxon elective title succession law. The Duke of Normandy, William the Bastard, is invading from the south, and the Norwegian king, Harold, is invading from the north. Historically, our character here, Harold Godwin, manages to fend off the Norwegian claim to the throne, killing him and our traitorous brother, who we'll get into more, but then rides south to fight off the Duke of Normandy and is eventually killed in battle, and then William the Bastard becomes William the Conqueror. We are going to try to rewrite that history and play out this difficult start where we have to defend our kingdom here. So there's a lot of setting up to do here before we get started. I'm just going to give our vassal his rightful land. We have a few court artifacts, actually. So we have our dynasty and house banner. And then we have a couple illustrious items. The head of Saint Edmund. Not too fantastic, but it's okay. And the Cortana, which gives us some extra knight effectiveness and renown, and half a prestige. So this is actually pretty good. Definitely going to use that knight effectiveness in the upcoming battle. So mostly the way that we're going to be able to defend these two wars, hopefully, is through forging some alliances. And thankfully we have quite a few children and also quite a few siblings that we could marry off. And we're probably going to need most of the alliances that come with that. First, let's get into our lifestyle here. Overseer, not the best, but it's fine. Do I need anything here? Yeah, maybe I will. Oh, you know what? I wouldn't mind being in the gallantry, actually. I might reset my perks. We'll see. I want to think about it more first, actually. Because having more knights might be a good thing. What's the knight situation looking like? So we do have quite a few vassals and courtiers that could serve as knights if we had 4 more. So I think I'm actually going to do that. We're going to lose a little bit of stewardship by doing this. But the levels that let us hold an extra county are at 6 and 12, so it's not that big of an effect here. We're going to go down to 7. So I'm going to take the stress hit and do that. We don't actually need to go into one of these trees. We'll be able to click through the entire tree if we want, if we go into something else. But just for the sake of defending these wars, I think I will go strategy focus. Strategist is also pretty good. What do we start with? We are actually robust. Organizer is a very nice trait. We have a pretty good martial education. Arbitrary, arrogant, and ambitious our character is. So yeah, let's go down the gallantry. I'm mostly doing this to make our knights stronger and to get more knights. Makes you pretty good at leading your troops in battle if you do this. Also, Promising Prospects is going to give more marriage acceptance for all your family members and for yourself. And what we're going to try to do is marry off our children to get a strong alliance. Maybe like the Holy Roman Empire if we can manage that. We are the dynasty leader. And I think what I'm going to do is just get House of Warriors. We are in the middle of a war here, actually 2 wars, so that seems probably like the most useful thing to get. We're going to get our court physician. I'm going to save my gold and just put this guy in here. Yeah, no, I don't think we need anything else right now. We're going to station our men-at-arms, so we have some Huskarls, Mangonels, Armored Footmen. Put this one wherever it gets the most. These Norse units are extremely strong, so we want to buff them up as much as possible. And we're holding 1 too many here, so I might just give this away. Mostly lowborn people here. You already have a claim, so maybe we won't pick you. Let's put you in there. Okay, now we're holding 5 out of 5. Titles can be created. We're not too worried about that just yet. Children like guardians. Okay, so let's go over our children here first. So our player, heir, son, and knight. He's a legitimized bastard. Our vassal and lover. So our wife and queen has 3 children from a previous marriage. We have no children together. I have 5 children, all by this vassal here. So she's still our lover. She's got a really good trait. She's actually a very strong character herself. A lot of stewardship. Our children are going to inherit this land too, so we don't have to worry about like revoking it from her or anything like that. I don't know if I actually want to keep her as our lover, though. It's a secret, somehow. I don't know how it's a secret, given that we have 5 children together. But I think what I'm going to do is just break up with her at the start. It's going to make her disappointed, but we don't want someone getting that hook on us from that secret. So that is our heir. We have a second son here, who already has a couple counties. He's lazy, chaste, and forgiving. Also legitimized. We have a third son. Stubborn, wrathful, and generous. Also legitimized. Pretty good. He's still a child. And then we have 2 daughters here. So I'm going to finish raising my son. And do one of my daughters like that. And then maybe I'll ask my wife to raise my bastard daughter. A little bit harsh, but what can you do? This hook will go away, I think, since we've broken up with her, but we might as well just use it for now. Yeah, let's just do that. Negotiate alliances. So I'm not going to do that right away, actually. The first thing I'm going to do is these 2 daughters of mine look for some alliances. So the Przemyślid in Bohemia have a few sons. That's the biggest alliance that we can get. The kids are very young, though, and this duchy, or soon-to-be kingdom probably, has house seniority, so it's not a very long-lasting alliance, but we're going to need to form some kind of temporary alliances here. The King of Castile is available, as is the Kingdom of Denmark through one of his numerous sons, or himself. Wow, that's a lot of... okay. Prince of Hungary is available. Looks like the Duchy of Bavaria, the King of Scotland. So there's a lot of good alliances we can forge here. The King of Sweden, the King of Leon. Yeah, lots of options here. Our sons, on the other hand. Let's have a look. So the Empress Mother. That's very interesting. We can form a alliance with the HRE. Yeah. She's almost too old to have children. But there is a pretty good chance that we can just use her for an alliance here. I think the Przemyślid daughter, maybe we will marry on our son and heir. because it's someone that we eventually do want to have kids with. So that's a pretty strong, like, permanent alliance there. So maybe with our third son, I'll go for the Empress Mother here. Get an alliance with the Holy Roman Empire. We need really strong allies for this. Very strong allies. So we're going to nominate our successor as our player errant son. One of the things I'm going to be looking to do is getting rid of that law. We can do it right now, but I'm going to save my prestige. I'd rather not do that just yet. But we want to get rid of it. We want to just inherit the kingdom naturally on whoever our player heir is instead of having to worry about elections. We want to raise our crown authority, but I'm going to wait on that as well because we don't want to piss our vassals off just yet. We're going to need them to be supportive of us in our 2 wars here and not looking to overthrow us. Hold court. Not just yet. So our second son, we could look for an alliance as well. Maybe Denmark. That's actually pretty good. There's also a Princess of Hungary available. Princess of Croatia. Yeah, I think we go Denmark here. They're both chaste. I think they'll get along pretty well. So that's 2.1k. Also, forging these alliances is going to stop our enemies from forming these alliances and calling them in. So we want to get these alliances as soon as possible and call them as soon as possible. The Duchess of Tuscany. That's really interesting. So she's willing to marry patrilineally my heir. So all of her land would become a part of ours. It's kind of awkward though. It's inside the Holy Roman Empire. And we would be inheriting some very far away lands. It's an interesting thought, but I don't think I'm going to go for it. I think what I'm going to do is betroth my son to this Przemyślid daughter, and then we'll go from there. So that's 3 strong alliances from our sons, and then now we're going to look at our daughters to kind of fill in the gaps here. So I think the King of Castile is a good one here. He might get murdered by his brother, Alfonso the Brave. Is often the one who kind of unifies the Spanish thrones, but just for now, it's another 2k. And then the last one, Hungary's pretty far away. Where's this guy? He's a strong duke in Hungary. We could go Scotland instead. Am I going to go to war with them? They have a little bit of land here in the Kingdom of England, but not enough that I am too worried about it immediately. Who's the crown prince here? It looks like Prince Duncan of Scotland is. So maybe we go with that. We won't mess with the Scots just yet. We'll use them as allies. So that's 5 alliances from our 5 children. It's pretty good. These are all inside our realm, so we can't call them to war. We do have some brothers, if we need more. Looks like they're all married, though. I have it sorted by unmarried here. Yeah. Hopefully that will be enough, though. Hopefully those 5 alliances will be enough. Is there any other options I need to take here before I get started and unpause the game? One of the things that I was going to look at was this guy. So we actually start off with not only a rival, but a nemesis. And you might notice that he is actually up in the King of Norway, Harold's court. So he is kind of supporting the other claimant to the throne. This is I'm not sure, like, grandson of Canute the Great, who had conquered England, so that's how he sort of has a claim on the King of England. So our brother and I don't get along. Historically, him and Harold both die in war. We successfully defend against their claim. And then, like, a couple weeks later, our character dies. I believe he serves as king for less than a year, this guy, Harold. Hopefully we're going to be able to correct that. But I think I'm about ready to get underway here. I'm not going to make any more military just yet. It's going to update when I unpause and give us more knights, so I'm not going to raise my army just immediately. I haven't spent any of my gold. That's an important thing. We might need our gold to hire some mercenaries. so I'm going to hold off on building anything just yet. But yeah, I think I'm going to unpause here and let those alliances come in and then call them all immediately. So there's Scotland, Sweden, Castile, Bohemia, and the Emperor himself. So we got some type of event here. And we're going to go into some prestige debt here, but that's fine. The difficult thing is that I have to call them each individually. So I think I'm going to call them to the Norman conquest first. Oh, these are defensive wars that maybe I don't have to call them, or maybe it doesn't cost prestige to call them, actually. So we're going to ask these guys 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, is that everyone? Yeah. Kaiser and 2 others. And then we're going to click and call them to this defensive war as well. So that when we win one, they don't just leave, disband their troops and go back home. We want them sticking around until both of these wars are won. Okay, so it's going to take them a while to get here. Let's have a look at these wars now. He's got 9k troops with his special troops, so we have quite a bit more numbers, but they're all over the place. They're going to take a while to get here. We can't just go and engage him right away. I believe the other Norwegian invaders are weaker. Yeah, their numbers aren't quite as big. So Scotland's already here waiting. I'm just going to raise up here. My player, heir, brother, and steward. Oh, he's actually got quite good, but I think I'm going to lead the army myself. If we do end up dying in battle, you know what? It'll be a glorious death, and we'll just see how it goes from there. So I'm going to keep an eye on this army, see if they come near me, and run away if they do. That was someone joining. So that Duke there, was that the one? Yeah, looks like it. Not too bad. This is the one that I'm really waiting for, and then these guys will come in from the water, and then Bohemia should take a little bit longer to get here. So they're on land now. He's coming down as well. I think that we're actually ready to engage. The army's weakest in the middle, but they'll both just collapse onto the middle, so I think what I'm going to do is go this way and then try to engage these guys like that. And the timing should be fine for all these armies getting here. So I believe we should be able to win this. He formed an alliance with the King of Sweden. So it looks like we'll be able to take care of that, no problem. It's not going to be a one and done though, unless we get lucky and capture him. So that's 22% of the war score. Oh, we actually got lucky. These the Norwegian army is sieging in Scotland, which won't give them war score, I believe. So we're just going to chase after these guys. Try to engage them again right away. Not sure where exactly they're going. Into Wales. But we're just going to chase down their army and try to keep smacking them around. 39% war score. Oh, they're going up. Where are you going there? Can we catch them? So our son is getting married to the Empress Mother. Good luck with that. So there is the Bohemian army. 56 war score now, 0 on the other one. So they've sieged down some land in Scotland. Sorry, Scotland. Taking the brunt of the attack for us, but it's not providing them with any war score. And these are going to take in our favor slowly over time, because they're not actually, we're defending, and they haven't captured anything yet. So we're just smacking around William the Bastard's army here. Looks like they got some of their allies coming in, so we're going to go get them off. We're going to keep an eye up here too, because we don't want them to siege any of our land. Whatever happens in Scotland happens. Sorry to say. So that one was actually super easy. We got pretty lucky with that. There will be no Norman conquest. Not this time. Normandy. So he loses his claim. When you lose your offensive war, you lose the claim. So no more claim on our land from the Norman pretenders. The Anglo-Saxons will remain in control in England. And now we're going to march north into Scotland to fight off the Norwegian pretenders. I think with all our allies, this should be a pretty easy war too. We're kind of getting pushed around here, but hopefully these guys will get here in time. Looks like we'll be okay. We got an Excalibur. Nice. A little bit extra knight effectiveness. We will take that. Yeah. I don't really have a good... Do I put my ex-lover on the council? She's actually very good at it. This guy's kind of crap too. We'll look to replace them eventually, but just not a priority just yet. Oh, I just saw something. Your forces slew your brother Tostig during the battle. So that was our nemesis. He is now perished. No more nemesis. The next thing for us is to just continue beating their army. I don't think we need to siege this land back. I think we can just destroy their army, and that should be enough to defend the war. There we go. That's actually part of their land there, Norway. Yeah, so let's siege that. When you're defending in a war and you can take some of their land, it provides you with a massive amount of war score generally. So given that they're sieging in Scotland still, we're not too worried about them getting it. 77. You can go get married. Who is that? The King of Castile? Have fun in Spain. Becoming a queen on your 16th birthday. That's pretty nice. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be declaring any wars on this character. So let's grab Serve the Crown, and then whenever we can get out of this lifestyle, we will go probably into learning. See what's what. So 91%. It's good enough, because we can end the war early thanks to our Peacemaker trait. So both of these pretenders have had their claims destroyed. No more claim for you. We will free all the prisoners of war. Let's do this. Let everyone out. Whatever. Worried about those later. Yeah, there we go. Pretty good start to the game, actually. Forging those alliances, especially with the HRE, helped a lot. It's a good thing his mother was unmarried. Now married to my 17-year-old son. But the next thing I'm going to do, before I do anything else, is I'm going to destroy this law. Remove the law. We don't want our vassals voting on who inherits. We want to inherit it naturally on our heir. And we will increase our crown authority now that we're not too worried about it. So yeah, I guess the rest of this game is probably just going to be working on expanding through the Isles here. Probably up into Scotland eventually, but not just yet. We will be taking Wales, probably Ireland, and just working our way towards forming the Empire of Britannia. Maybe get some revenge against the Norman invaders. Maybe we can go and get Normandy or something from France. Maybe get some type of war going on Brittany here. We'll see. Thank you for watching this. I'm going to be continuing it on in the next part, so if you enjoyed it, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to see more, and I will see you in the next one.